Okay, awesome. So did y'all hear? I hope y'all heard some of what I said. Because we back. Now I see we live. But I've been here talking to everybody the whole time. I don't know if everybody has been able to hear me or not, but we're about to get back to where we were. Listen, we say done is better than perfect in this camp. All right, good. Okay, y'all didn't hear anything. I'm gonna start over then. Okay, so I just literally cut this box open from scratch. I was having a good old time talking to y'all about the limitations and the things that happen with these machines. Um, I was having some tech issues and I couldn't see that far. So basically, I was saying like this is the Pulin. This is a smaller embroidery machine. I was just making a comparison to my embroidery equipment that I have at the craft house. Hey y'all. So listen, anyone who commented before it started, I was talking to you and everything. But basically, with my embroidery machines, like one of my commercial machines was 15,000, another one was 16,000, another one was 22,000. That one has two heads, and basically, when I was still teaching, I was responsible for helping a lot of the labs get set up for the school stores to help them make money. So we supported Brother. They mostly had Brother embroidery machines in place, a few other machines, and then we also had some smaller embroidery machines. So now I've been adding smaller embroidery machines to the craft house as well for the crafters that are coming to my in-person classes, and even to be able to teach online who are not ready to make those big commitments. Now, the good news is, Lana, I'm gonna have you get a little bit closer because I definitely can't see the comments that far. But the good news for you is embroidery has become more and more affordable. So whereas my machines were like 15K when I bought them, a lot of you can get really good price machines now, like 6,000 instead of 15,000. And then also another thing is that you also can just go with smaller models. Now I'm always going to keep it real with you guys. I'll drop the links and stuff for y'all to check them out if you do want to get one. But there are some limitations, and I'm going to talk about some of those pros and cons during this process. We got any questions, Lana?
Nope.
All right, no questions yet. Okay, so Alana is here with me. She works at the craft house, and she will let me know as questions arise. But I'm just doing this unboxing now, and I'm gonna keep it real with you guys because I already have one of these, but I'm just doing this unboxing now from scratch to share with you some of the pros and cons of this machine and of these smaller machines, in my opinion. Now, y'all gonna get the cons out the way. Who else like the bad news before we get to the good news? Just give me the bad news, right? So the bad news is we have some limitations when it comes to what we can embroider. What I can say is out of a lot of the embroidery machines that are smaller, these hoop sizes are excellent. Like the Pulin has a great hoop size for sure. This is a great hoop size. You can also do what's called floating with this, that's a whole technique. We'll talk about that in another video. But one of the downsides is that you can only put on one needle at a time. But again, the bright side is I can literally hold this with one hand, right? I can never do that with my big embroidery machines. So when it comes to shows and stuff, if I were just adding somebody's name to something really quick, if I was doing embroidery on ties, I don't know how the needles will work on belts. I'm just thinking of some things I've done for department stores before. I'm not sure if this would be optimized for that, but I have those options. So this was the big old box that it came in. And it's definitely an affordable model for everything you get. You are welcome. So the other things are, I like to embroider a lot of stuffed animals and stuff. Mama, can you grab one of them stuffed animals behind you? One of them somewhere. Stuffed animals, cute little sports balls. I do a lot of polos. You could do polos with this. You could do t-shirts, sweatshirts, applique, which is embroidery on the outside and fabric on the inside. That works really well. But I do make a lot of these cuties. The downside is I would not be able to make these cuties on here because it's just not enough space. So that is the downside, but there are things that I can do with this machine, and it is a great model for starting up, a great model for simple words, for monograms. Don't count out the small stuff. You can make a lot of money when it just comes to names and monograms.
They want to know the price.
Oh, the price of this machine?
Mm-hmm.
These are about, I want to say with like tax included, it came out to about $1,500-ish, somewhere there. And I'll drop the link for you in just a second. Can you click no on the screen? I'll drop the link and add it to this as well, and you can check it out. So yeah, this is how it comes. It does a lot. It looks like an embroidery machine, to be honest. It took me back to fun story. It took me back to my teaching days. I was actually a fashion major in college, and I taught flat pattern. I taught sewing for a while. And Alana, who's here, who just came back to the craft house, she was born in college for a minute, and she was actually in my middle school family and consumer sciences classes when I opened up the fashion lab there. And we had a bunch of machines and equipment. And then when I got to the high school level, people were sending me equipment to try out. So we even had like Bernina quilting machines and stuff. It was a good time. And I really just was able to fall in love with the process. So I'm glad to have her back in the building with us. And I've literally known this kid since I moved to Georgia. I had her my first year teaching. I was her shear coach. And now she is back in action at the craft house. She used to run the school store, which is just such an interesting dynamic, because who would have thought that I would have went from being a teacher to running this business in this brand in this way. So happy to be here. And it's just really a full circle moment. But I'm glad to show you, like, this is a great starting point. Like, I started somewhere, you can start somewhere too. And it really, if you know how to, does anybody have a sewing machine and you maybe have some sewing experience, just a little bit, maybe nothing, not too crazy. I also gave y'all a disclaimer when I came on this call and said, I know I look crazy. You're over here cleaning and setting up. Behind me, I have all the tables and stuff. We're having an in-person class on Friday for embroidery. So that's why I decided to add another machine as well. And that's why I grabbed the Pulins, because I wanted to also provide some affordable options. But again, keeping it real with you guys, like for those of you who know me, time is money. So there are some time restraints too when it comes to switching out the needles, adding more color, and that kind of thing. So the machine itself comes with a lot of tools. It definitely has everything you need to get started. I love that they even gave you some thread to get started. It provides some backing to get started. Listen, y'all, this stuff is expensive, okay? I went to the embroidery store yesterday, and I'm not even gonna lie, I was gonna make y'all a video at the embroidery store and do some content and stuff. And I walked in, and I really cannot make this stuff up. I don't know if I was more embarrassed or I don't know what I was, but the lady that was in the store behind the register lost her mind when she saw me. And if you think I look crazy today, you should have seen how I looked yesterday. I was not expecting for her reaction at all. And she was just so excited to see me. And everybody's like, oh my God, what's your Instagram? So it was just a nightmare. The store owner came out and he was like, yeah, if you guys want to come in, if you want to bring your community in, you can host the class here. I'll give you guys some freebies. So I'm going to go back and meet with him so that we can do some fun stuff over there. But it was wild. So anyway, at the embroidery store, y'all spent $400. And when I tell you, I think I got four, maybe six spools of thread and a bunch of backing. Backing can be very expensive. Now it depends on how you look at it. So the Sabi, for example, you can get 500 sheets for about $40. The tearaway, I'm going to go through the different types of backing you can use. That was about $50. But all in all, with the materials that I walked out with, I spent $400, and I hated that for me. Okay. So I'm plugging the machine in, and we're actually going to hook it up. This is where we go wrong as crafters. And I'm talking to y'all today, right? This is where we go wrong. I'm gonna tell y'all. We buy the equipment and we wait for the perfect time to unbox it. We wait for the perfect time to get it going. Y'all literally just saw me snatch this machine out of the box, and now we are going to turn it on. So again, I can't see every question. I do see what machine is it. This is a Pulin. It's the Pulin EO-C06. And the reason that I got this was to add it to my collection of commercial embroidery equipment for travel, but then also for teaching when I'm doing classes and stuff. So it's a newer model. We will drop the link for you. We will definitely drop the link for you in a few minutes. But I just wanted to kind of go through what it looks like. I'm about to show you all around view of the machine in a second. And then we're going to test this baby out and see how it works. And I'm going to talk you through some of the limitations that the machine has. So Lana, can you go down to the embroidery room and grab some of those sheets? Feel the way this one feels so you know what it feels like.
What?
The white one that I embroidered my name on from the other. Yeah. Get me about 4 of those. So I'm going to bring some special backing up for us to work with, but I want to show you all what we got going on here, okay? So this is the machine here. Again, y'all, the craft house look crazy right now. I'm getting set up for the event. So we got stuff all over the place, but this is the Pulin. This is the front view of the machine up and close and personal. We're going to turn this baby on together. We have turned it on together. We're about to get this thing active and see what it does. It came with some thread. I love that for us. It did come with some thread. I've been using my own thread though, because I just have hundreds and hundreds of them. But it also came with these pre-wound bobbins. I love that. So in terms of getting started, y'all better not be talking about my nails. I'm gonna go get them done tomorrow. But it came with some extra supplies and equipment. And I told you guys it came with backing. It came with this thread holder. And it also came with these frames here. So I love how big this frame is. If you don't embroider, just know that this frame size for a small machine under $2,000 is definitely crazy. So I know that feels like a lot, guys, but like I said, my embroidery machines were $15,000, $16,000, and $22,000. So this is, in terms of getting started in embroidery, this is a very affordable model. So we're actually just going to start with one small frame, and I'm going to show you. I'm just going to do a stitch out. I'm going to let you thread the machine with me, and we're going to take it from there. So give me just a second. What I'm going to do is get another stand. I got to figure out how to get all my stands in place for when we go live. And what we're going to do is I'm going to let you watch me program this baby, thread this baby up, and then we're going to use it. I'm going to just stitch something out to make sure I'm good for class on Friday. I always like to give things enough time. We're going to have the class is sold out. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to have a great time. But I just like to make sure everyone's stuff is ready so we can move. We only have about 5 hours in the class, and we have a lot to cover because we don't just go through the making part. We go through make, market, and monetize. So lots of work to do there when it comes to embroidery. So yeah, I'm going to switch this camera to the back. Hey y'all, sewing machines. I can sew a little. Yes, I have a sewing machine I hardly use. This is the Pulin. It's an embroidery machine. Thank you for sharing that again. Do you have to use a computer with designs? The hoop for the tabletop machine is cray cray. Yes, it is. So you do not have to. You can pull a computer for the designs, but you don't have to. It also, today we're just going to be using the interface. I'm not teaching any digitizing or anything today. So I'm going to show you how to easily just create names and stuff right here from this platform. So that's what we're about to do. And Alana went and grabbed this. Thank you. She went and grabbed us. This right here is backing. This is just a little bit bigger. It's very beginner friendly. And there's different kind of backing, guys. I'm going to move this over for a second. There's different kind of backing. So this backing right here is called cutaway backing. And then the backing that they actually gave us, that they just threw in the box, this is called tearaway backing. So it's great if you want to be able to easily rip around it. It's called tearaway because it tears. Then there's other backings too. I don't have them all up here. I will be teaching them in class tomorrow, but they have poly mesh backing. Alana, can you give me some of that water soluble paper so I can show that to them as well? I'll be using it when we embroider as well. And then that water soluble one, which I cannot live without, but I want to show you. I'll just take the whole thing. I want to show them how much just a little piece of paper. So this right here is water soluble, guys. And this right here, this paper was $50, but you get 500 sheets. It doesn't look like 500, but I'm just saying that because they can really, really add up. So we'll actually be using one of these today. we're going to skip out on the tearaway for today, and we're going to use the cut version because all I'm going to do is do my name for today. I'm not going to, I just want you to see the machine and how it works, how it threads, how easy it is. I'm going to be keeping a track of the time. So I took the machine out the box at this point. I turned the machine on, but once I actively start threading the machine, we're going to take a look at how simple that process is. So we're opening up the thread that they gave us now. Let's see what colors they gave us. Now, you know, if it's not what color, I'm not using it, right? Bonus points for anybody that drops the correct color. Let's see what they got in this box. So they gave us some white thread. They gave us some purple thread. They gave us some red thread. They gave us some green thread. Stephanie knows it. They did not give me no pink thread. They got green, they got blue. So now 2 of these are also my brand colors. Okay, we do like green too. I see you, Miss Jeanette. I do like some black, but I got to have a pink, right? So no pink in here. So we're gonna sit these babies to the side. I'm gonna use what I already got. Okay, Lana, can you please hand me that pink thread? You get ready so you don't have to get ready. Thank you very much. So what we're gonna do is use this pink thread. This is thread that I already have. I have to open up a few more things that they gave us in this little kit right here. They have this topper here. And if y'all want me to listen, look at me real quick. My mom said, always say to me, tell the truth, shame the devil. So I'm gonna tell the truth. Lana, when did we hook up that other machine? Earlier today. So when y'all watch me, don't be like, oh, coach already know how to do this because she got it. No, I did not, okay? I was using a brother. We had a time with some of the stuff, but now I'm able to go through it smoothly. So again, for everybody who has this equipment, not just this machine, but in general, you got stuff sitting in the box, unbox it. We might make some mistakes, but we're going to make the mistakes and keep it moving. So they have this part up here, right? And this part here is where I'm going to put this thread. And then I'm going to put the top on here so we can keep it on there. And then I'm actually going to lay it back down again. I'm also going to make sure I click the bottom in so I don't get any thread stuck in there. And then this reminds me this really reminds me of the sewing machine process. If you have a sewing machine, I'm going to bring it on home in here. They want me to take it around here. I'm going to come and click it right behind here. Remember the sewing machine, how we had to go down, y'all? Then we had to make sure that we came, back up. And then we got to go back down and make sure the thread clicks through this part again. So I'm in there. Am I? I can't see. Hold on. I think I am. Okay, now I'm actually in there. Okay, so now that I'm in there, I'm coming down to the bottom. I'm going behind the first bar. Now, y'all, this thing supposedly has an auto threader on it. I didn't have the best luck with the auto threader earlier today. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't even need an auto threader, but we're gonna see. Let's give it a try and see if it's gonna work for us today. So then I got to go through this little part here, which is the auto threader, and we're gonna see if the auto threader is gonna work for us. Hold on, I got one more leg to go through. One more leg, and now I can go through the auto threader, which is right here. You can drop this baby down, but I'm going to go through the auto threader, and let's see if it threads for us. So then all I got to do is push it down, and it's not auto threading. Okay, good thing I know how to thread a needle, okay? Listen, I told you I'm going to keep it real, pros and cons. So if that's an important feature to you, don't buy it for that because it don't be working. So then I'm just going to take this baby. I just cut a fresh thread so I can easily thread it through the machine. And that is one of my superpowers, threading, so I'm not too worried about that. And then I'm going to go check to make sure that they did the bobbin the right way. So now we're nice and threaded. We're ready to go. They have a nice little cutter right on the side over there. And I got to come in here. If I click that little button, this thing will pop open for me. I'm just going to go through. I'm going to take this, the bobbin out, make sure they thread it correctly. Now, here's another change. On my regular embroidery machines, you put the bobbin in like cute, like a queen. But on this machine, which is more true fashion to a lot of the sewing machines, it actually is more like a P as in princess. All right, so then I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna get this threaded back the right way. I gotta drag it under this little part here. And it has a guide. It's a very easy to read guide that says that step 1, bring it around for step 2, and it actually trim it for me. So it's trimmed it for me, and then I'm gonna put that back on. Boom. We are operational, okay? So y'all remember with the sewing machine, the next thing we did was came down. And then I'm gonna come back up. Boom. We got that thing out there. We are ready to go. We are ready to rock and roll. So the next step is going to be looking right here at this baby. So we got the instructions on the screen. I'm going to go through the screen with you now. And this is the screen. Let me get a little closer for you. And it's telling me the embroidery frame unit guide will move. So please make sure it's not framed. I say okay. Okay, so it was not ready for us, but I did my part. So I think when they're sending the machines, guys, they're not always ready where they should be, but we should be good moving forward. So now I'm gonna go over to configuration. Well, we gotta pick a pattern first. So I'm gonna do text, right? And what I'm gonna do for text, I'm just gonna type my name in. So for the text, what I like about the text, and I'll just go back for a second. I like that for the text, they give you different options. They have hollow words and they also have art words built in here. But I'm just going to go back to just normal text for the purpose of this first. That is not how I spell my name. These little buttons. Let's go back. All right, so I'm going to do K. And then I'm going to go to lowercase. I'm going to do Y-L-E-A. All right, so that is my name. They did have some different font options in another place, but I will take that for now. And we'll keep that as our pattern just so we can test this baby out. Now, oh, hold up. I think it kept my old pattern too. So I got to go back and delete that. So I'm going to go back and get rid of, yes, it kept both of them. So if you look, it has 101 and 202. So 1 is the K, 2 is the U that I put in here. So already this is another difference that I see, everyone. The last machine did not look like this. So their interface possibly could be set up different depending on what you are doing. So that's a little difficult. But this little button right here in the bottom is an eraser. And I can just erase those letters, and now that I know that it's just my name. So just stuff that's easy to figure out there. So now we only have my name. It looks good. We have size options here. We have text options here. We have color options, frame options. So those are the options that they're giving us. And again, it did also have some different fonts built in. Not really loving that font, but we're going to rock with it for today because I got stuff to do. And then I'm going to frame. We're actually going to use the mid-size frame for this, so I'm going to save that. So it just made the adjustment to the machine because we do not know what it had going on earlier. We do not know. And then I'm going to go ahead and start getting ready for this. So I'm going to move this baby back a little bit while I'll show y'all my least favorite, the ghetto part, okay? To me, this is the ghetto part. I don't need this table, so I'm going to remove this table for now. And this is the part that I do not love, everybody. This is the part that if I'm using my big machines, I have something called mighty hoops. They're magnetic. It's so easy to do the magnetic hoops, y'all. They're just so fast and quick and in a hurry. But now let's just take a look at what this is going to look like. So this is the bottom. Well, this is the bottom right here, and this is the top. I'm going to loosen this up. So it's going to give me a little bit of leeway when I try to go ahead and get this nice and snug. I'm using an oversized sheet because, again, if I use the sheets that are more exactly that size, it can be a little bit difficult for you. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fight with this baby to get all parts pushed in. So if you look at it, it just fits inside like a frame. And then I just have to get it to fit inside like a frame as well. So again, As you can see, I have this part pulled apart, so I have a little bit of flexibility. And then I'm just going to go in and fit it like a puzzle. Now, when I'm hooping this way, I always like to save the corner that I can actually tighten it with less. Sometimes it takes a little elbow grease. And this is, again, my least favorite part. If anybody embroiders, let me know if this is your least favorite part, because sometimes it can be difficult to get all the parts lined up and in. So, yep, least favorite part there. So I just got to play with this until, this paper is also pretty thick. So sometimes that can be challenging. But eventually we will get all 4 pieces in. And again, I got to show you guys how easy it is with my magnetic hoops. If I was using my magnetic hoops, we would have been done by now. So I'm going to go back down here, give myself a little bit more space. And give me a second. I'm trying to pop this in. I got it leaning up against my chest. But this is the work that I don't love. So when you're talking about using an embroidery machine, guys, and you're talking about not spending a lot of money, we got to remember that our time is money too. I feel like I might break a fingernail fighting with this thing. Not that my fingernails is done, but just saying. All right, finally. So I got all these in. And now what I have to do, which I'm very afraid to do, is make sure that this is nice and tight and it feels like a drum. So I have to pull this out, hoping that it doesn't pop out again. And that should be good enough. And then the next thing I'm going to do, now that I have all the corners in, I have to go back and tighten it as tight as I can get it. Tighty, righty, lefty, loosey. Yeah. All right, so let's go back over here. And now from here, again, guys, we're using the new Pulin. It's the Pulin EO-C06. And I just got these to add them to the craft house because I have commercial embroidery machines here, but I did want to find a cheaper option. But just as a reminder, cheaper doesn't always mean better. So if you guys ever want me to come back and show you my bigger machines, let me know in the chat. And if you guys want to see that, I'm happy to come back as well. This weekend, I'm teaching an embroidery intensive at the craft house, and I'm so excited. So I just bought a few more machines to go with us. So let's see what we got going on here. Lana, does this look like it's supposed to be doing something more than what it's doing?
It's not on the track. Is it on the track over there?
Hold on, guys. We're looking like we had a little problem with this one. Is there a track on this side?
Yeah.
So it seems that when they sent the machine, it may not have been together all of the way.
Is there a track on that side?
No, but it is a track on this side. It is on track on this side.
In this bottom part?
There we go. All right, let's just go ahead. I'm going to do something called a trace to make sure that it's good first. I'm going to go to embroidery and I'm going to go ahead and trace because some stuff, guys, it's just universal across machines. So I'm going to trace it just to make sure that the machine is flowing right. It looks good. And that's probably why it did that weird thing in the beginning because it wasn't all the way on track. So that makes sense. The box, in Pulin's defense, guys, the box came tore up from the floor up, okay? Again, this machine, I'm going to show you guys in a second. I'll send you a link to it as well. It was about, it was under $1,500. I don't remember the exact amount. For me, that's very cheap because, again, my machines were $15,000, $16,000, and $22,000 for my big commercial units. So now we got this thing locked in. I love that it has that safety feature that you can lock and unlock. And let's see how it does. I'm not making no promises. I'm just keeping it real with y'all because we are going to analyze if we like this machine or if we don't like this machine. So let's go ahead and give it a try. I have to press the ready button. And then I'm going to press the start button. And then I have to make sure I got the presser foot down and we are ready to start. And another thing that I love about this, guys, while this is working, we can kind of talk a little bit. But one thing that I like, the thread came out. So it is saying, please rethread. That is not a great thing. So we are going to follow directions and rethread. But one thing I do love about this machine that my bigger machines don't do, and some of the bigger machines do them now. I just have had my commercial equipment for so long. But one of the things that my machines do not do, and I do not love that, everyone, is they do not tell me how long it's going to take. So that is one bonus that I like about this machine, because it did tell me exactly how long it was going to take. So when I have an issue, and a lot of times we get so frustrated, guess what? We just slow down and we go back. So that's what I'm going to do. And this is where a lot of people give up. When you are playing around with your new crafting equipment and it's not going exactly how you want, you give up. So I'm just going to go back through the process. I got it over. We don't always know. It could be the smallest thing that's off, and sometimes it's not even us why it doesn't work. But we're just going to follow the directions and go back through again. I know that I'm all the way through here. I'm through this baby here. I can see it. I'm coming back down to the bottom. I got behind layer 1. I got behind layer 2. Let's try this threader again, even though it still probably ain't gonna work. Y'all, this threader ain't even almost working, okay? So we are not using a threader, so I'm going to trim this and I'm going to manually thread it, which I do not have a problem with at all. And when your equipment and stuff is not working, ain't no point in getting frustrated, y'all. You just got to put your feelings aside and just get back in there. So now I have rethreaded this, and then what I want to do is see if the bobbin is still in there ready for me to go. And it looks like it is. I can see the white coming back up. So we are going to go ahead and continue with this because the bobbin is in there and it is ready to go. It seems like it's having a little problem underneath, so I'm actually, there we go. I don't know how it's going to perform. Let's see. All right, I rethreaded it, and let's press start again. So I love that it tells you the working speed, so it can tell you how fast it's going. It'll tell you what completion is on, so it's saying 8% complete. Can you show me the last one I did, Lana, Kimmy? I'm going to show you guys the one that I chose on the last one. So this one was a little bit thinner. I didn't clean it up or cut it out yet. This one was a little bit thinner. This design here took 3 minutes. So if you got you a good collection of fonts, if you were working from your computer and did your own fonts and digitizing, you could throw some really pretty cursive fonts in there. A lot of things that you could do there that you probably would end up loving at the end of the day. So just some stuff there. Now, while we're waiting, let's go ahead and take a look at where I got this from and how much it was. And then I'll also, like I said, drop that link for you in the chat while this is working. There is a magnetic 7x9 hoop on Amazon. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing. Good price for this type of machine, especially for a starter. Absolutely. But I am going to share my screen with you. I'm going to share this entire window. And we're going to go over and I'll show you the one that I got. Now, I'm thinking about doing a deal with Pulin. I have to play around with it a little bit more to see if I like it. They have reached out, but I told them that I always have to test equipment before I'll even consider doing something with them. So $13.95, guys. As you can see, I purchased 2 of these first because I always like to give my honest feedback on stuff because I don't want y'all being like, oh, you told me this was a good machine and this sucks. So I'm going to share this link with you and y'all can check it out for yourselves. And there's the link right there. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about embroidery and in general, why I love it while we're waiting for the machine. Oh, this is post y'all. I ain't got no makeup on, no filter, no nothing, okay? We just gonna be in here today together. So I love embroidery because it really changed my life. So I was already printing t-shirts. I'm a Cricut queen. Do I have any other cutters out there? Cricut, Silhouette, Cameo. Who am I forgetting? I don't know who I'm forgetting. Those are the cutters I can remember in my head right now. But I was already cutting. I was already doing DTF. I was already outsourcing, but I didn't have embroidery. And what I learned was as I started serving a larger clientele, I wanted to work with more schools. I wanted to work with more businesses. It just required me to take my business to the next level and have more things to offer. So, in offering embroidery, it really helped me serve my clients at a new scale, right? So I was really happy to just add embroidery into the mix. It was a great addition to my family. I see a silhouette now. I love silhouette software, guys. I might let go of the crickets and completely switch to silhouette, but don't tell nobody. Um, but yeah, I added embroidery. It enhanced my business. I've made thousands of polos and shirts. I've made thousands of those. Down in my embroidery room, I have 4 commercial machines and I have a whole shelf of cubbies. Those are those cute stuffed animals that I was showing you. And I have about 60 different types of these that I make, and they're very popular in my shops. And not only do I make these for my business, I also white label them for some other people's businesses as well. And it just brings in so much extra money. Those, the baby blankets, the little comfort blankets, the mini blankets, they all do very, very well. And you just can't go wrong with adding embroidery, in my opinion, if you are a customizer, because oftentimes your clients are going to appreciate embroidery. Yeah, I want to show you again. Where's that pink one at, Mom? Did I do that first one? The first design that I made?
Sure.
No, my name.
Yeah, you did the shirt.
Oh no, I don't want that. I want the I want the paper. The one I just had. Where'd it go? It was on the frame already. They had my name on it. I want to show you all the different. Oh, I can't see that. So again, this one came out pretty clean. Just adding my name to something real quick. I'm gonna tell y'all, we was trying to bunny ear. I wasn't feeling it. I gotta circle back to the bunny ear part of it. But now it's done. Now, this is honestly one of the worst parts of embroidery is you never really know how these things gonna come out. So this didn't come out too bad. But I am gonna have some cleaning up to do for sure. It just has some extra threads in there that I'm gonna have to go snip. Now, they do give you the little snippies, and I love these little snippies. I love those so much. You can actually type in cubbies, and there are a lot of places that sell them. There's a place called All Stitch that sells them. There's a place called Fair that sells them, but you can't buy them directly from their website. Their website is consumer facing, so you can go and order a custom one from their website, but you can't order in bulk from their regular website. So I typically buy mine from Fair, or I buy mine from All Stitch, mostly Fair these days. So yeah, this is how they came out. This was the one that I made earlier on the Pulin that's over there. And then this is the one that I just made on the Pulin that I have here. Because again, I'm teaching an in-person class on Friday. It's sold out. So I'm not trying to like get you guys to come to that. But I just wanted to kind of show you a little behind the scenes as I continue to set up for the class so our class can run flawless. FAIRE is fair. Mm-hmm. Can different hoops be used with different machines? That's a great question, Kimberly. The machines it depends on the machine. So a lot of times the machines have, so these machines, not so much. But for the regular embroidery machines, they're hooked to brackets. So the machine themselves, can you go get me one of those blue mighty hoops? Any one of them's fine. But the machine themselves comes with brackets. So the frame size is the same. And then they'll give you the brackets to go on the end of it, the size that your machine needs to be able to fit your machine. So that is something that you could look at there. Okay. Can you put more than one name in the frame? Absolutely, Stephanie. You can fill it up. You can put as much stuff as you want, as long as when you trace it, it makes sense. Then I want to share something else with you. So this is called a mighty hoop, but this goes with my commercial machine, right? And what I want you to see is that I don't currently have any brackets on it. I took the brackets off to use on another one of my frames. But what I like about these babies, y'all watch me fight for my life with that other one, right? I want y'all to check this out real quick. This is why I am a diehard for my larger machines, because they save so much time. Like I could have made 20 of these in that time frame. I'm being a little drama, but yeah. So this one, I literally could have just taken it, sat it down on the table. I could have put the paper on top, and then I could have came back over with my magnetic hoop, and then boom, it's together. So how much easier is that? Then I'm not gonna lie to y'all, these things are not necessarily cheap. But if I'm doing a ton of jackets, let's say I got an order for 50 jackets at the same time, or I have smaller these for polos, I get an order for 100 polos. I need to be able to move through those things and make it an investment into like a frame that might cost me $125 on a $5,000 order. I don't care. You know what I mean? Because once I have the frames, I can use them over and over and over again. So I hope that you enjoyed this time here with me. If you have any more questions, definitely drop them in the chat. But it is 6:02, and that means it is time for me to go get these kids. So I'm about to go get these kids. If you are in the community already, definitely make sure that you stay tuned. We will have this replay up in the back end. If you're not in our community, I do have for everybody in general, I have a free challenge next week. It is a 3-day challenge, and we're not specializing on embroidery. We are specializing on your business in general. I'm also bringing somebody to come in to talk about funding so you can learn how to get some financing for your business. I'll be teaching all 3 days, and I also have some great people coming in to teach. So I'm very excited about that. I'll be in the embroidery class on Friday. Can't wait to learn from a great teacher. I saw your name on there and I can't even lie. I was hyped. I was pulling t-shirts because we're being very extra for this class. And not only are we doing multiple projects, I also am letting you guys press the cutest t-shirts. The designs came out so cute. I'm excited. So we're going to have a great time. But again, if you're not joining us for this intensive on Friday, definitely make sure. Hey, Tamika, Jason been trying to reach you. Make sure if you haven't responded to him, you hit him back. I just wanted to I told Jason he was probably coming. I had your number. I couldn't find it. But again, guys, the free challenge is going to be awesome. The teachers are going to be off the chain. And y'all, listen to me. If you don't hear nothing else on this call, I'm giving away the wildest prizes. I'm giving away a MacBook. I'm giving away a 3D printer. I'm giving away a sublimation printer. There are no excuses. There are so many prizes up there. It is wild. Jason, can you drop the link to the challenge for everyone? If you are already in my programming, still come, because like I said, the teacher lineup is wild. I'm going to be in there taking notes. So we're going to have a good time. So we have some great prizes to give out. I am definitely in my giving season. My birthday is next month, so I'm starting very early, and I always love to give a lot of gifts around this time of the year, along with the holiday season. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you check out the description, the link is in the description, but I also want to see if I got it up here, and Jason's going to drop it for you as well. He actually shared it with me earlier. Let me see if I can grab it, because I don't know if he stepped away for a second, but we're going to have a good time. And it is really just time for us to take things to the absolute next level. So I'm bringing all of the drama for crafting all year long. So there is a link for you all if you want to check that out. Again, make sure you're registered. The challenge is free. It's free. You get 3 days for free. It's going to be completely amazing. So I will see you guys on there. Make sure y'all grab that link. If you lose it, you can come back to the description. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page if you have not already, so that when we are back on again, you just get a notification. You can join us if you want to. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care. I'll see y'all soon. Those of you who are coming to the embroidery intensive, we're going to have a time for sure. See y'all.